Good morning. How are you? It is Thursday, October 27th. I'm first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk, getting together with you at 8 o'clock. We do it 7 days a week, chat about what's going on in the world of weather. Hopefully, getting you up to date on everything you want to know about. And also, perhaps, getting a smile on your face. At least that's my goal, getting out the door and a little happy. You never know when the train goes off the tracks. We are live on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. And if you happen to miss us, we are also a podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and the iHeart app. So we are on 6 platforms. You got to join us every day. We do the morning edition 7 days a week. The afternoon edition, we do 5-ish days a week. Depends. Like yesterday, I didn't get back to the office until right around 3:30, so I didn't get a chance to do it. But at any rate, good morning. How are you? Let's take and look at the top 2 things we are monitoring today. Of course, as we push to the end of the work week, we're always looking ahead to the weekend. Lots of fall festivities taking place, which, by the way, includes Knights football. My goodness, that is going to be a big football game. We are going to be tracking the very latest on that. Plus, we are tracking the tropics. Couple of areas that we're monitoring. Yeah, we're going to be talking all about it. So rise and shine, my friends. You've made it to Thursday. And may I add, it is a stunning start to our Thursday. This is a look from our Cocoa Tower cam. We're looking over to Brevard County. I see the birds. We'll take a minute and enjoy. If you're listening, there are about 4 birds. They're flying over. I'm getting my golf voice. Imagine birds flying over a sunrise scene. It's beautiful. The sun is up. It is gorgeous. I tweeted out an image just a minute ago. This is the kind of weather. This is the kind of weather that makes Central Florida one of the best places to live, right? Like, I challenge you to find another one. This time of year, especially these temperatures, while we want chill, remember everybody else is getting a big chill, and we're at least kind of getting a comfortable scenario. It's 69 degrees in Orlando, 73 in Leesburg. We are sitting at 68 in Ocala, 66 in Palm Coast. So it feels great. It looks great. Man. First morning live Doppler radar showing, maybe that's a sprinkle or two, like down here in like Champions Gate area. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we've got a couple of actual showers. Who'd have thunk it? Yeah. A couple of teeny tiny little sprinkles around Central Florida. Bigger perspective showing what that's associated with. It's the cold front. But again, don't think for a minute that this cold front is going to impact us in any kind of a cold. It's just going to help to stop our little heat bubble just a little bit. So take a look. Yesterday was a nice and warm day in Central Florida. Today we are going to include some showers in the mix, okay? How hot did we get yesterday? Let me just look. Yesterday, Orlando made it to 80. Wow, look at that. We forecasted 87. We hit 80s. I love it when a plan comes together. So today with that front having shifted the winds around just a little bit, our temperatures are going to be down just a little bit. So 78, like barely noticeable. 78 degrees, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 82, 85 degrees by 3 o'clock this afternoon. And do notice afternoon, evening showers. Not thunder showers, but showers, okay? All right, let's talk temperatures. About 3-ish degrees above average, 85 in the metro area. Low to mid 80s, basically area-wide. It's going to be a wonderful day, really and truly. But we do have a few showers in the mix. So let's take a look at Futurecast. Late morning, early afternoon, a few little green blobs here or there. Nothing with specificity, just shower activity here or there. 3:30, 4 o'clock, noticing around the metro area, seeing some rains, and then continuing through the metro area off to the south through about dinner time tonight. All right, so that's a look at our day ahead. How we doing? Looking good? Diane says, and good morning to you. My son's elementary school is having a trunk or treat at school tonight. I'm scooting up. How does it look? Looks great. Yes, there will be a few showers in the mix, but that's okay. We can handle a few showers, right? I think so. I missed saying good morning to everybody, so I'm going to scroll up real fast. Nancy, Carolyn, Brandy, Linda, good morning to y'all. John, how are you, buddy? Julie over on YouTube. Good morning to you. I just washed the car. No birds overhead. Chris, I'm washing my car either today or tomorrow. And I do have some bird stuff on my car, so need to get it taken care of. Joanne says, just getting ready to be discharged this morning from the hospital after gastric bypass surgery. Thank you, Eric, for your inspiration. Well, thank you, Joanne. And you're going to have the next few weeks are not going to be the most fun, but I'm here for you. I've been, everything that you're about to go through, I've been through. I even had to go to the emergency room like 2 months after just because of pain. The next few days, the next few weeks, Joanne, you're going to be asking yourself, am I going to be okay? And the answer is yes. You're going to be asking yourself, did I make the right decision? And the answer is yes, because you made the decision, right? Know this. The first month is a tough battle, but holy cannoli, you have changed your life for the better, Joanne. I am so proud of you. I'm so excited for your future. You didn't take the easy route. Remember that. You're gonna have some work ahead of you. You didn't take the easy route, but man, I'm excited for. Your life is changing. Man, what a loser you are. And in the best way. Elizabeth says, came home from living room, England for a while, and while crossing the causeway in Melbourne, I realized I needed to start appreciating my hometown surroundings, starting with the beautiful Indian River. Yeah, Elizabeth, for sure. Listen, let's just take another shot of that, right? Like, we live in paradise. Absolute paradise. Rocky says, Coffee Talk, can't chat but listening in. Rocky, thanks for hanging out with us this morning. Very good. Thanks for all you do to keep us safe. Tom, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's truly my honor, and I will always be here earning that trust over and over. Carolyn asks, what's the point of showers without thunder? Well, that's a good point. I don't know. I mean, showers are still okay. I'm hungry this morning, Yukon says. Oh, yeah. That's the way it goes. I'll have my protein shake after Coffee Talk. Yeah. We need the rain up here so badly. Have to throw the hose in the pool again. Well, Kathy, the problem is this time of year, let's just look at the Keach Byram Drought Index. We are still quite, we just had like a 1 in 200, 1 in 500 year flood event, depending on where you are in Central Florida. So our soil is plenty damp across Central Florida. That said, though, atmospherically, we are still in a moderate fire danger threat. So keep that in mind. But we are still very much ahead when it comes to the year rainfall wise. October's been very dry. Give me a minute to find this. There's so many almanac graphics. I'm looking for one in particular. Stand by. Here it is. So here's like the Orlando Almanac when it comes to rainfall. Go ahead and load the data. I'll give you a minute. There you go. So, it's kind of interesting. Like, take Orlando, for example, right? Like, yesterday, obviously no rainfall. This month, 0.3 of an inch. So we are literally almost 3 inches behind average for the month. But when you look at the year, because of what Ian did, we are 8 inches above where we should be for the year, right? Let's look at Daytona Beach while we're at it. Here's the Daytona numbers. We'll give it a second to load. It's okay. We'll give it a second. There we are. It says July total. See, this is why Amy used to change that, and it always drove me nuts because if you don't use it for a while, then you end up this month, so far this year. Like, why is it not okay to have so far this month and so far this year? Anyway, all right. Let me go back. I changed that. There it is. Okay. All right. So, hi, Daytona Beach, shall we? So far this month, you'll see Daytona Beach, nothing. So we're almost 4.5 inches behind for the month in Daytona Beach. But that is starting to erode. Like, look at this year, Daytona Beach is only 2 inches-ish above average. So, when we look at the year as a whole, at least in Daytona Beach, that huge surplus from Ian is being eroded. Melbourne, you didn't get the flooding rains from Ian, so you're actually starting, you're behind average. And we're eroding, Dr. John Campese, good morning, buddy. We're eroding the surplus for Orlando, Sanford, and Leesburg. So, yeah. We're heading into the dry season, so you should expect drier conditions. But at least the good news is, soil-wise, the Keach-Byram Drought Index, which is a really great marker for this, the Keach-Byram Drought Index is showing a nice, damp soil. And this takes a lot of different ingredients into effect. All right? All right, where are we headed in the weather department these next couple of days? Shall we take a look? Couple of showers with that old frontal boundary today. That frontal boundary starts to move out. We'll see a few showers again tomorrow. Not too bad. Then looking ahead to Saturday, we've got yet another system moving in. And ahead of that system into Sunday, we're going to start to warm up. So let's just take a look at Central Florida's certified most accurate 7-day forecast, right? And here we are. Thursday, 40% chance of rain. For Friday, Saturday, tapering it off just a little bit. Getting a little toasty for Sunday, Monday ahead of that next front. The timing of that next front is going to be kind of the big thing. Yukon, after surgery, can you still eat a cannoli? I would say this. I avoid carbohydrates like the plague, but you can eat anything like a bite of it. Like when I was on my work trip to Boston, they brought out, I want to say it was like tres leches or something that's just so rich. And I'm like, oh, I am going to have a bite. And you better believe I had all of 3 bites. Now, I did have 3 bites, but that was it. Because it throws your body off. And you don't go through... Yeah, John, I got the Saturday. I'm like, wait, today's Thursday. Yeah, I'll see you Saturday, John. You don't go through what you go through to just wreck it and your body. So, yeah, you don't do that. Are you excited about the night launch of Artemis next month? Ish. So, Eric, I'm working sunrise that day, and then Artemis is scheduled for midnight. So, one way or another, it's going to be a very little sleep day for me. The other thing is, it's going to be cool. You know me, though. Like, I wish that we could do it at 8 p.m. or at like 7 a.m., but it all has to do with trajectories. I get it. But to that point, yes, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited about it. Yeah. Let's see here. Palm Bay, Joanne says needs the rain. Yeah. At least the soil is moist enough. Shauna says not going offshore of Ponce this weekend. Looks to be mighty sporty out there. Yeah, well, that's the problem, right? Yeah, the Wave Watch model has been throwing some bigger wave action in. Yep. Enough water in Lake Mary to float a battleship. That's funny. I like that. Debbie's asking, Al Roker's in Florida. When do you see him? So, Debbie, we are getting together on Tuesday morning. Yeah, so Monday, Falcon Heavy. Tuesday, although the question about Falcon Heavy, they struggled to get the thing up yesterday. So, but Monday Falcon Heavy, Tuesday Al, and then I guess Wednesday normal shift. So Tuesday's going to be time with Al, and the joy I cannot explain to you because I had the surgery that he had. I struggled just as he had, it's interesting because he's such a big name and he was so transparent about his weight loss journey. And I'm so excited to chat with him, especially because I read his book and listened to it on audiobook before having my surgery. So he was a huge inspiration to me. And I'll tell you, in working with NBC, I'm trying to get Al on Coffee Talk. I don't know if or how, but I would love to get Al on Coffee Talk. Whether it's out there. Now, we're going to be walking in that 8 o'clock hour, so there's that. But what I was told yesterday is we might be able to, and then they said that they may be having Al chat with me on the Today Show too, which would be kind of fun. So we'll see. You know, these things, the way that these things go is you kind of develop a plan, and then there's an ebb and a flow to it. So you just kind of have to figure it all out. Yeah. Janice says, tardy for the Coffee Talk party. That's okay. That's all right. Real life happens. Joyce says, I'm watching Al Roker on the Today Show right now. Yeah, he spoke to Jason and Meredith this morning about what he's doing in Fort Myers, lending a hand. And then, yeah, they briefly chatted about coming to Orlando, doing the walk in Universal. So I'm going to be there in my Wesh athletic gear, ready to go for a nice jog. Very, very, very excited. Karen says we would love Al on Coffee Talk. Right? Debbie says Al Roker's a big name and he's a big personality. He's awesome. You and he would do so well together. I would love it. Listen, I would love it. It would be very fun. So we'll see. Listen, don't get any hopes up. I learned a long time ago in television, the best made plans get thrown in the garbage every minute of every day. So we'll see how this plays out. And, if we can get Al on Coffee Talk, look, I'm getting a picture with the guy, if nothing else. But, if we can get Al on Coffee Talk, I would love that. That would be amazing. Oh, good gravy. Mark says, invite Al when you're walking with him. Well, but he's a busy man. You know, he's got hits to do for the Today Show. He's got his own production company. And so, like, you gotta plant the seed. Brian says, designer approved Wesh athletic gear. I mean, it's just athletic shorts and like a Wesh dry fit. So I would imagine as much. Although this is a thing. So this is the thing. So and then we'll get to the tropics here in a second. And did we talk about this yesterday? One of the things with the image consultant is she's trying to get some of her stations to go without ties. And whether or not Wesh does that, in the future, I can't speak to. But this is a camera shot from our sister station in Sacramento, KCRA. Ironically, they have the exact same set as us. All right, so I took this picture yesterday, and the gentleman anchor there, if I can get this, the gentleman anchor is not wearing, of course, it's not like balancing. There it is. He's not wearing a tie. He's anchoring the newscast, not wearing a tie. And then it made me realize, like, am I going to have to shave my chest to look decent? I'll get there. If we ever do that, I'll get there. Where's my pocket protector? Oh, yeah. Like, she would let me do that. All right. Shall we talk about the tropics? Here's where we're at. 2 areas to monitor out in the tropics. One is kind of north of Puerto Rico, will be lifting to the north. The other is working into the Caribbean Sea. Both have a medium chance, a 40-50% chance of showers and thunder showers coagulating into something tropical. So we'll be watching that. Models are kind of trying to develop these things. The good news is that they're not really coming together on any threats for Central Florida. So that's the big thing. Yeah. So glad you're getting to meet. Does he know you did the same surgery? He does. Well, at least the NBC producers do, Rose. I would say that. Let's see. I'm just going through some of these comments here. I remember when Wesh weather gear was Dave was right umbrella. Wish I had mine. Those were awesome. I never got one of those. Dang it. Carolyn says, wax your chest. I've done it. It's a disaster. I think you could hear me screaming a county away. Janice says, I have an interview today. Positive Vibes and prayers appreciated. We're sending all the good energy to you. There you go, John. See, you're one of the lucky ones. I hope you don't have to shave your chest for. I mean, I feel like I would, Melissa. I mean, you know. Oh man, I feel like I would. All right, so at least these two areas are of no concern for us locally. Now let's take you in a little closer and just kind of show you the overall scenario, and you can very much see there's something trying to brew there in the Caribbean, and that's got a 50% chance of doing its thing. This is heavily sheared, but you can kind of see there's something wanting to get going. So let's just take a look at the models and see what they're doing. All right, I'll bring it full screen, and I'll talk you through it if you're listening to us on the podcast. Just rolling through time. There's that trying to coagulate north of Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic, kind of lifting by Bermuda, hanging out there. But it's this in the Caribbean that the model's trying to go a little more bonkers on. And this is the GFS, of course, working over toward Jamaica as a weak little thing, and then working over towards Central America and just kind of falling apart. And then another thing trying to get going in the Caribbean around November 5th, 6th. Remember what I said to you yesterday, though, friends. The GFS keeps wanting to throw together cyclogenesis. You see, it's going bonkers. I don't want to say that I don't buy it, but like, I'm not holding my breath on it, right? Let's come over and look at the European. A little piece of energy going and hanging out near Bermuda and then lifting to the north. There's another little something heading towards Central America. So that's all good. That's all well and good. Something in the Caribbean, something near Bermuda, something near the Antilles. So the models are definitely picking up on stuff. And like, this is the 11th model is trying to pick up on stuff. I think that the GFS is going a little like hard. The European is going soft. So we'll see how this plays out in eventuality, right? But the models do say that the beginning of November will more than likely have something going on there. We'll watch it, right? That's all. No big deal. No big deal. Andy's asking, so hearing that it was going to be a busy hurricane season, why is it we only had Ian this season? I remember the last few years there were many. Well, Andy, good question. First off, not all forecasts called for it to be a busy hurricane season. The WESH 2 hurricane season forecast that I authored, I always have to put out my shameless plugs. This was my forecast. Issued on March the 1st. I called for a near average season. I didn't see that it was going to be a bonkers season. And as a matter of fact, if we look at the numbers, we've had 11 named storms. The average through today is 13.2. So we're near average. We are not above average. We are not well above average. So, I saw it. I saw it. It's exactly what we had thought. But, Andy, I think that there's more to your question than anything else. Because the problem is busy, unbusy, super busy, nothing. You get hit with one and it's a busy season for you. So I would say, Andy, this year has been near average, which is exactly what we had called for. But even if it was above average, if you don't get hit with something, then it's nothing to you, right? It's all in people's perspective is all about their local impacts. But I would say that, there's still some hurricane season left to go. So we'll have to see how that plays out, right? Terry, so in your opinion, is the season pretty much done, at least for Florida? We've still got November, we've still got November to go. And when we look at November, just for grins, look at the typical November tropical development paths. It's Caribbean kind of crossing over Cuba and heading out east. But you can't, if you get stuff into the Gulf, it can cross over through Florida. So there's that. UConn says do weather with an ascot. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. How much? Chrissy's asking, how did it match the LRC forecast? Well, all I will say is using not just the LRC, but using other elements. When we put together our forecast March 1st, this is it. This This is, if you have any questions, if you don't believe me, just go to my page and go all the way back to March 1st. You'll see this exact unchanged graphic. Yeah. So our long-range forecast hit it. Nikki's asking, UCF Cincinnati game day forecast. Oh, baby. All right, so Tropics, there's things bubbling, but thankfully no big threats for us, and that's important. You know what else is important? This, baby, the UCF football forecast. I'm just going to sit back, relax, and enjoy this for a minute. The spread is even, by the way. Just saying, Knights. Number 20, Cincinnati coming to town. This is always the heart attack game. So I'm going to be announcing a marching band show in Tarpon Springs on Saturday. And in between, I'm definitely going to be watching this game. Oh my goodness. 3:30, an isolated shower or so. It does not look bad. It does not look bad. It looks pretty darn good, people. It looks pretty darn good. Yeah. Looks pretty good. Please, no more hurricanes, Linda says. I know it. But again, it's all about, and Brian's so right, one's perception is their reality, right? And that's the truth of the matter, is perception is reality. If you get hit, it was a bad one. If you don't get hit, it wasn't a bad one. That's just the way people oftentimes, oftentimes perceive. Who was asking about Halloween? Here's Michelle. Here's the trick-or-treat forecast. A couple of passing showers. Not bad, though. Really and truly not bad. All right? Definitely going to be a nail-biter. As long as we show up. But watch. I just hope that the players are watching the snot out of game film. Because preparation. We got the muscle. But preparation. Linda, will it be televised? If so, where? I believe it's ESPN. I believe it's the ESPN 3 o'clock game, I think. Yeah. Stephanie says, good morning, everybody. I'm so proud of my son, 1 year sober today. Stephanie, that is something to celebrate. One day at a time. One day at a time. One day at a time. Oh, what a thing, Stephanie. What a thing. I'm getting emotional because when I think about what it probably took just to get sober a month, I'm overly empathetic. And when I think about that, it as a parent, it kind of hits me hard. That's something to celebrate. So please, grab a cup of coffee together and celebrate the snot out of that. That is an accomplishment. Diane, hi, good morning. What state are you in? I'm a newbie listening for the first time. Well, welcome. We're in sunny Central Florida. And if you're not local, come down here. We're open for business, and this is what you get to wake up to. And while it may look the same as wherever, Ohio, Kansas, whatever, I can tell you that our temperatures are probably looking better than anywhere else in the country. Well, let's compare that real fast. Let's just take a gander, shall we? Let's just take a look at temperatures. We do that this time of year. We make fun of everybody. 69 in Orlando. Look around that map. Tell me that we don't feel better. Tell me that doesn't feel better. 46 in Memphis, 31 in Boise, 34 in yeah, I'm going to be good here. I'm going to be good right here. Yep. Not going anywhere. Brian's asking, are last-minute night tickets available? I would like to take my 10-year-old grandson who's visiting from California. He plays flag football. I would say, Brian, check, because I'm sure there's resale available. And go to Ticketmaster, or like the UCF ticket exchange thing. Yeah, there's always going to be like those last-minute tickets available. I know the game is a quote-unquote sellout, but the resale you can go get, and don't get from people that are marking them up. don't do that. Yeah, Bangor isn't bad, right, Chris, for this time of year? All right, so for us, next couple of days, let's just take a look. Looking pretty good for us. Temperatures today, mid-80s, 40% chance of showers. I'll be tracking it for you. And then you'll notice the rain chance kind of comes down into the weekend. Halloween looking nice, not too bad. There's a front, but it fades. What are you going to do? All right. All right. Listen, I'm off today, which means, yes, I'm not going to be pulled in another direction to do anything, which means I should be able to see at 3:30 today. Yeah, the only thing I've got at 2 o'clock, I've got a rebrand for KMBC. ABC is launching new network logos. Because I do the corporate graphics, I have to take this part on our station in Kansas City and just change it. Literally, because their little logo there needs to go from a nice beveled to a flat look. So anyway, it is what it is. All right. Listen, be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I will see you guys, gals, goblins, and ghouls today at 3:30 for the afternoon Coffee Talk. We'll chat and enjoy. And remember, if you miss Coffee Talk Live, you can always get caught up on the podcast. It's available just a couple of minutes after we go off the air. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeart. All right. Be good, guys.